Mysterious secrets of the ocean floor and hidden zones. The past is full of secrets, and we're here to uncover them. Stay with us for an unforgettable journey of discovery. Have you ever wondered what lies beneath the waves of the ocean? The deep sea is vast and mysterious, and over 80% of it is still unexplored. In this video, we'll dive deep into some of the most incredible discoveries scientists have made in this dark and hidden world. Get ready for mind-blowing creatures and features that feel straight out of a sci-fi movie. Number 1. A giant underwater mountain. When you think of the tallest structure in the world, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai probably comes to mind. It pierces the sky, standing at a staggering 822 meters tall, towering over everything around it. Standing on top of it feels like you could see forever, with the world spread out beneath you like a miniature model. But even the great Burj Khalifa is nothing compared to the hidden giants sleeping beneath the ocean waves. In November 2023, researchers teamed up to map the sea floor near Guatemala. They probably expected to find the usual underwater hills and ridges, but what they actually found was unlike anything they'd seen before. Their equipment picked up a massive rise in the ocean floor. As they explored deeper, the true size of this underwater giant became clear. A mountain rising 1,600 meters from the ocean floor. That's nearly twice as tall as the Burj Khalifa. This underwater mountain, or more accurately a seamount, isn't just a giant cone-shaped rock. It's actually the ancient, heavily eroded remains of an underwater volcano that once spewed molten lava, ash and smoke millions of years ago. Over time, the volcano became dormant, and the seamount slowly got covered in sediment and the skeletons of tiny sea creatures. But even today, this seamount still plays a vital role in the ocean's ecosystem. Its rocky surface provides a stable home for coral reefs, sponges, and all kinds of strange and beautiful invertebrates. These communities thrive in the currents that swirl around the seamount, filtering nutrients and supporting a unique underwater food chain. Scientists estimate there are at least 100,000 undiscovered seamounts scattered across the ocean floor, each with its own story to tell. These silent giants are proof of the powerful geological forces and hidden ecosystems that exist far from sunlight. Number 2. Mammoth tusks. Woolly mammoths were massive creatures that once roamed North America during the Ice Age. These ancient relatives of elephants had long, curved tusks used for digging, fighting, and maybe even attracting mates. Finding a mammoth tusk buried on land isn't too surprising, but finding one deep in the ocean, now that's a whole different story. In July 2021, scientists made a shocking discovery while exploring the seafloor off the coast of California, more than 3 kilometers or about 2 miles underwater. There, they found a 3-meter-long mammoth tusk. Further investigation revealed that this wasn't just any tusk. It belonged to a Colombian mammoth. The find raised a huge question. How did a mammoth tusk end up buried this deep in the ocean? Unfortunately, the answer might remain a mystery forever. Some theories suggest that a massive flood, bigger than anything we can imagine today, might have swept the mammoth away from its habitat and out to sea. Powerful currents could have dragged the body to the ocean floor, where over time the soft tissues decayed, leaving behind the tusk, which is made of much tougher material. That's just one possible explanation, and scientists will likely keep debating the real reason for years. But one thing's for sure, this Colombian mammoth tusk offers an amazing glimpse into the distant past and the forces that have shaped our planet. Number 3. The Yonauni Monument. Now picture yourself diving off the southern coast of Yonauni, Japan. Sunlight streams through crystal-clear waters, revealing a breathtaking underwater landscape. But this isn't your typical coral reef. Instead of colourful fish and swaying seaweed, you're surrounded by massive stone structures, sharp, geometric shapes that look nothing like anything found in nature. That's exactly what happened back in 1985, when a diver named Kihachiro Aratake strayed off a regular diving route and stumbled upon a mysterious underwater formation. It wasn't just a pile of rocks. The discovery that defied explanation wasn't just a bunch of random rocks scattered on the seafloor. What they found were massive stone blocks, some so large they were said to be the size of a 3-story building. What really stood out was how perfectly these blocks fit together. Some even had right angles. As Aratake kept exploring, he came across what looked like deliberate carvings and patterns on the stone surface, making the mystery even deeper. There were formations that looked like staircases, paved streets, intersections, and even plazas. It looked like a sunken city, eerily similar to the legendary lost city of Atlantis. The discovery of what's now called the Yonauni Monument sent shockwaves through the scientific world, and to this day its origin is still debated. Some researchers, especially those intrigued by the monument's man-made looking features, believe it's actually the ruins of a lost city, swallowed up by some ancient catastrophe thousands of years ago, and honestly, it does look like something built by humans. The monument is estimated to be around 10,000 years old, which would place its construction way before any known civilization in the region. That's led some to suggest that an advanced, unknown culture might have once thrived there, but not everyone agrees. A different group of scientists firmly believes that the Yonauni Monument is entirely natural. They argue that what looks like carefully cut blocks and sharp angles are actually just the result of natural erosion and weathering that shaped the rocks over millions of years. They point out that Yonauni's geology is mainly sandstone and limestone, both of which are easily worn away by strong underwater currents. These currents might have carved the rocks into shapes that seem man-made, creating a kind of optical illusion. They also mention that no artifacts or signs of human life have ever been found there, things you'd expect to see if it were really the ruins of a city. So, what's the truth? Is the Yonauni Monument evidence of a lost civilization, or just a stunning example of nature's power? The debate continues, and the true origin of this underwater enigma remains a mystery. Number 4, the Golden Orb. The ocean is honestly a vast and mysterious place, just full of life in all kinds of shapes and sizes. And you know, even for the most experienced scientists, the deep sea still holds plenty of surprises. Back in September 2023, a research team from NOAA, that's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, made a really weird and fascinating discovery while they were exploring the Gulf of Alaska. They were on this deep-sea expedition with some pretty advanced equipment, scanning the ocean floor miles below the surface. Then something glowing on their monitor totally caught their attention. Using a remotely operated vehicle, basically an underwater robot, they zoomed in for a closer look. Down there, more than 2 kilometers beneath the surface, nestled between rocks, was this strange golden sphere. It was smooth, shiny, and perfectly round, about the size of a large apple. Naturally, the scientists were super intrigued. They carefully maneuvered the ROV to scoop it up and bring it to the surface for a closer look. But, wow, the ride to the top brought a totally unexpected twist. As the golden orb got closer to the surface and finally into sunlight, it started to change. The once solid ball began to soften, losing its shape, and eventually melted into a sticky blob-like mass. This weird behavior only made the scientists more curious. Their initial lab analysis showed the orb wasn't completely alien. It actually had a logical, biological origin. But beyond that, it was a total mystery. Theories started flying around. Some scientists thought it might be a weird kind of egg capsule, while others suggested it could be a deep-sea sponge, unlike anything ever recorded. Maybe it was something completely new, a species yet to be discovered. The golden colour added another layer to the mystery. Since sunlight doesn't reach those depths, why would it be gold? Was the colour a natural pigment created by the creature itself, or the result of some unknown biological process? For now, the golden orb of the Gulf of Alaska is still an unsolved puzzle. Scientists are still analysing the strange material it turned into, hoping to unlock the secrets of its origin and purpose. Number 5. The Bermuda Triangle. If you've never heard of the Bermuda Triangle, you're not alone. But for many sailors and travellers, just hearing the name brings to mind stories of mysterious disappearances and bizarre weather events. That strange, unsettling feeling. There's just something weird and uncomfortable about the area known as the Bermuda Triangle, a roughly triangular zone in the Atlantic Ocean between Miami, Bermuda and Puerto Rico. It's become notorious both in the air and at sea. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle actually dates back to the early days of exploration. In fact, Christopher Columbus even recorded strange events while sailing through this region. In his journal, he described seeing a mysterious white light in the sky that seemed to crash into the horizon. That bizarre sighting might have been one of the earliest incidents that added to the eerie reputation of the triangle. Over the years, stories of strange disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle have multiplied like barnacles on a ship's hull. From ghost ships and giant waves to malfunctioning electronics, the rumours have only grown. One of the most famous incidents happened in 1945 when a squadron of US Navy torpedo bombers known as Flight 19 vanished during a routine training mission. Despite massive search efforts, no wreckage or survivors were ever found. Flight 19's disappearance, and many others like it, have fueled the idea that something about the Bermuda Triangle just defies the laws of nature. But is the Bermuda Triangle really a graveyard for ships and planes? Or is there a more rational explanation for all these disappearances? That's a question that still haunts researchers today. Number 6. The Maya Cave Mystery in Yucatan. Deep in the southern jungles of Mexico, you'll find the Yucatan Peninsula, a land rich in ancient Maya history and steeped in local legends. Hidden beneath its lush forests are these incredible natural wonders called cenotes, sinkholes or caves formed when the soft limestone ceiling collapses, revealing vast underground rivers. One of the most mysterious of these caves is called Sac Waum. For generations, locals have been both fascinated and honestly kind of terrified by it. According to legend, a terrifying creature guards its depths, a feathered serpent with the head of a horse. Elders whisper about people seeing it resting in trees, its movements ritualistic and eerie. In January 2014, a team of underwater archaeologists decided to dive into the pitch-black waters of Sac Waum to uncover its secrets. They knew they were entering a place that had captivated and maybe even terrified people for centuries. What they found sent chills down their spines. At the bottom of the cave were human bones and skulls, more than a dozen human remains. But what stood out most was the elongated shape of the skulls. This wasn't a natural deformation, it appeared to be intentional, likely done during childhood. This practice was actually known in certain ancient cultures, though the exact reasons remain unclear. Interestingly, the bones showed no signs of violence, suggesting these people may have been ritual sacrifices. So what really happened at Sac Waum? Were these victims of a tragic accident, or part of a ceremonial rite? The cave may hold the key to a forgotten chapter in Maya history. For now, though, it stands as a haunting reminder of the secrets buried beneath the earth. Number 7. The Mystery Beneath Zakinthos. Zakinthos, a beautiful Greek island, is famous for its stunning beaches and clear waters, a paradise for swimmers and divers. But underneath its calm surface lies a mystery that has baffled archaeologists and scientists alike. In June 2013, a team of Greek archaeologists made a jaw-dropping announcement. They believed they had discovered an ancient sunken city in Alicanus Bay, just off the coast of Zakinthos. And this wasn't just some scattered ruins. Their initial analysis revealed huge public buildings, stone-paved roads, and even massive stone column bases. It looked like the remains of a thriving seaside town that had been lost to the sea ages ago. One of the most incredible details? They found 20 large stone bases, each with a perfectly round hole about 34 centimeters wide, likely used to support wooden columns, hinting at the presence of a large public building. This discovery sparked intense speculation about a lost civilization that once lived there. Was this an unknown Greek settlement? A city wiped out by a natural disaster? Nobody knows for sure. But whatever the truth is, Zakinthos's underwater ruins have definitely opened up new questions about what ancient secrets might still be hidden beneath the waves. Who could have built this underwater city? That question had people buzzing until just a few years later, when a new study cast doubt on the original explanation. This new team of researchers didn't just look at the shapes and sizes of the underwater structures, they also examined their chemical makeup. And the results were surprising. What originally seemed like carefully carved stone ruins turned out to be natural mineral formations. Here's the science behind it. Methane gas is released as a byproduct when concentrated organic material breaks down deep under the seabed. Sometimes, this gas leaks up through cracks in the ocean floor, creating pockets of methane. Certain types of microbes thrive in these methane-rich environments. They feed on the gas and in the process produce a mineral called dolomite. Over time, this mineral can build up into strange solid structures on the seafloor. Interestingly, Zakinthos is close to a known offshore oil field in the Mediterranean Sea. That nearby natural methane source could explain how these dolomite-forming microbes were fed. The researchers argued that the differences in the size and shape of these formations are likely due to the variety of methane pockets underground and the way the microbes cluster and grow. So while the excitement about an ancient underwater metropolis may have faded a bit, this discovery is still fascinating in its own right. Number 8. The Cursed Shipwreck. The Gulf of Mexico is like a giant underwater graveyard, home to an estimated 4,000 shipwrecks. Each wreck holds untold stories of exploration, trade and war, just waiting to be uncovered by archaeologists. But one wreck in particular stands out. The Mica W, a site surrounded by mystery and bizarre mishaps. It was first discovered by ExxonMobil during a routine pipeline survey. Ironically, while trying to install an 8-inch oil rig, they drilled straight into the middle of the wreck. That accidental strike was just the beginning of a series of weird problems. Intrigued, a team of archaeologists set out to explore the wreck, but the mission quickly turned into a tech nightmare. As their submersible approached the site, the shipwreck seemed to mess with their equipment. Video screens flickered and died. The thrusters failed. Sonar readings glitched out. One by one, hydraulic systems failed for no clear reason. What should have been a standard operation quickly became a mess of technical disasters. Things got so bad that the researchers called in the United States Navy for help. They sent in a high-tech sub equipped with a robotic arm to investigate the wreck, but even that didn't go well. As soon as it hit the water, the sub malfunctioned, destroyed itself and snapped off its own robotic arm. And when they finally got close to the wreck, they discovered that the arm was too short to properly inspect the site anyway. These were just a few of the many strange setbacks tied to the Mica W. Even local fishermen have dubbed it the cursed ship, warning others to stay away. There's no scientific proof of a curse, of course, but the non-stop technical issues definitely add to the legend. So what's the truth behind Mica W? Is it all just a string of bad luck, or is something deeper going on? To this day, the wreck remains unsolved, and it continues to baffle experts and captivate imaginations. Maybe future advancements in technology will finally help us uncover what really happened and the stories this ship has to tell. Bonus, a glowing mystery of the deep. If you've made it this far, thanks for sticking around. Here's one last strange tale from the ocean's depths. Picture this, a giant whale shark gliding smoothly through the water. But there's something very strange. A mysterious light is glowing from inside its mouth. Whale sharks are filter feeders, which means they suck in water and plankton, and they're not bioluminescent. So what's with the light? There are two likely possibilities. It could be a scuba diver's flashlight behind the shark, with the light reflecting inside the shark's open mouth. Or maybe the creature in the photo isn't a whale shark at all. Perhaps it's a deep-sea fish species that does naturally produce light. Whatever the case, it's just another reminder of how huge, wild and full of mystery our oceans really are. A mysterious glow in the deep. Some deep-sea creatures produce natural bioluminescent light. They use it to attract prey or communicate with other fish. But do you think this glow is just from a diver's flashlight? Or something much stranger? Let us know in the comments below. Deep in the Pacific Ocean, just off the coast of Canada, lies an ancient underwater volcano, a massive seamount that rises over 1,000 meters from the seafloor. But this isn't just any underwater formation, it's hiding a surprising secret. In July 2023, a team of researchers set out to explore this giant. What they found shocked them. This dormant volcano wasn't dead at all, it was very much alive. Warm, nutrient-rich water was bubbling up from deep inside it, acting like a beacon for deep-sea life and supporting a thriving ecosystem that had never been seen before. But the most amazing discovery: the entire volcanic slope was covered in life. Specifically, millions of egg cases, often called mermaids' purses. These tough, leathery pouches held the developing young of Pacific white skate, a relative of rays and sharks. Scientists were blown away by the sheer number, possibly over 1 million egg capsules nestled between the volcanic rocks. It painted a stunning picture of how deep-sea ecosystems work. The volcano's warmth created the perfect conditions for skates to lay their eggs. The continuous flow of nutrient-rich water likely provided food for the embryos growing inside. And when they hatch, the baby skates would have a safe place to hide in the cracks and crevices, with food close by, before heading off into the vast open ocean. These scenes off Canada's Pacific coast are a powerful reminder that life always finds a way, even in the most extreme places. The Mariana Trench, located in the western Pacific Ocean, holds the title for the deepest point on Earth. Dive down 11,000 meters and you'll hit the bottom of the ocean. That's so deep, even Mount Everest would be submerged under over 2,000 meters of water and still not reach the surface. At this depth, the pressure is absolutely crushing, thousands of times greater than what we experience at sea level. It's a harsh, alien world that very few missions have ever explored. Only specially designed submersibles can survive the descent, built strong enough to resist being crushed like a soda can. The vastness and darkness of the Mariana Trench are truly awe-inspiring. It's an entirely different world down there, full of strange and unique creatures that have evolved to survive in total darkness, freezing cold and crushing pressure. It makes you wonder, what other mysteries are still waiting to be uncovered in the deepest corners of our oceans? In the deepest parts of the ocean, the pressure is so intense it's like having a car sitting on top of you. And that's what life down there has to endure. For humans, sinking to those depths would be instantly fatal. Our bodies would be crushed by the weight of the water. But even in this twilight zone where sunlight barely reaches, life finds a way. Some fish have evolved to thrive in this extreme environment. In April 2023, scientists from TR made an incredible discovery in the Ogre Sawara Trench, one of the deepest cracks in the Earth's crust near Japan. Using a remotely operated vehicle, they captured footage of ghostly white fish gliding across the seafloor. These fish are believed to be a new species of snailfish spotted at a depth of 8,000 meters, 150 meters deeper than any fish ever recorded before. How do they survive where everything else would be crushed? Their secret lies in their amazing adaptations. Unlike most fish with rigid scales, these snailfish have soft, flexible bodies that allow them to withstand the intense pressure of the deep sea. So, if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, share, and support this journey of uncovering the truth beneath the ocean's depths. See you next